Well, it's a love story between Horace Norbit and Elizabeth Bathory. Basically, Elizabeth Bathory got taken away from him back in the 17th century. And now we've got technology. Horace, well actually it's Max, that's his manservant, has seen a show, it's a ghost show. And Max says that Elizabeth has come back in Eileen, as Eileen's the presenter of the show. And they've brought them along on the pretense that there is actually ghosts in the house or paranormal activity, that the show would be great to film. Unbeknown to the team, the vampire wants to get rid of the two boys and take Eileen as his queen and a rightful place within the mansion and make her into a vampire again and hopefully live ever after with her. But things take a turn, a twist, and it's a horror, sort of horror comedy. Black, humorous. I wouldn't actually pigeonhole it. It's a sort of a little homage to Hammer, as everyone does that, you know. Let's do a homage to Hammer. It's got a little, but it's a quirky, little, funny film. Hopefully that you, at the beginning, middle, and end, it takes you on a journey. It makes you feel good, and it's got lots of subliminal messages in there, so I hope we all pick up on bits and pieces, just like Walt Disney.
I'm playing Horace, the amazing Horace, the vampire, of the main role of the film. It's totally out of my comfort zone. It's definitely something new for me, yeah. Well, it's the first big film I've done, so I've never really played an actual main role, one of the main roles anyway. So yeah, I mean, especially playing a vampire as well. I mean, it's brilliant. I mean, Horace is he's just a brilliant character to play. Yeah, I've worked with a few companies over Birmingham. I've done projects for Eileen as well before, so yeah, I've done bits and pieces on Hollywood Portray. It's funny you should mention that, actually. She actually casted me for this part from Hollywood Portray. I did a little scene in Hollywood Portray, so she spotted me on there, and yeah, she liked my little scene I did in there and my improvisation for one little scene I did. And yeah, she whispered in my ear and she said, I want you to play my vampire. She's brilliant, absolutely fantastic, encourages me all the way. You know, like I mentioned before, it's the first actual big project I've been on, so you know, the clues, the tips and the things that and the encouragement that she gave me was just absolutely fantastic. I couldn't ask for a better director. She's brilliant. There's actually been quite a few incidents. Well, the whole film is just hilarious, but my best moments has got to be Simon Vogel. What a character. There's been absolutely loads of funny moments on this set. On camera and off set, it's just a funny team, funny film, and just brilliant. Love it.
Yes, I play a character called Simon Vogel, and he's an ex-priest who is defrocked because he performs unsanctioned exorcisms. So the church get rid of him, but he really enjoyed it, so he carries on doing it. So he sort of promotes himself as a kind of exorcist to the stars. I'm kind of inspired by those kind of priests that lead a double life. So, you know, on the surface they're these holy people, but actually what they're hiding from the world is that they're sexual deviants, and Simon Vogel is a bit of a sexual deviant. So we did do this scene where, before I kind of put my holy robes on, I'm in sort of women's underwear, beating myself and praying for forgiveness and all that sort of stuff, and that was quite quite interesting scene to do. That's quite interesting. It's sort of it's like jumping into different characters, having to do so very, very quickly. So I'm enjoying it very much. It's being two different people at the same time.
Today we've filmed quite a lot actually. We've filmed bedroom scene, basement scene, garden scene. So I think we're moving quite fast and plowing through it. So we've pretty much filmed most of the characters. We've filmed a lot of their intro shots. We've filmed them arriving to the house and settling in, and now we're moving on to the more later night stuff, doing the dining room scenes and stuff.
My character is the servant of the master, and he performs his duties as the master wills him to. But secretly, I think he's a bit jealous of his mistress or vampiress and wants to take the lead, but he knows he can't, and so he stays in his place, basically.
Well, Lord Sebastian is a complete wacko, really. He's a self-obsessed, narcissistic, asexual stroke homosexual. Well, he's a bit of everything, really. He doesn't really have a distinct sexuality, I think. He's more of a sort of shall we say, a mishmash of different sexualities. It's almost like Johnny Bravo gone wrong, really, you know, without the macho bit, you know, check the pecs. However, he's also a very interesting character. As I've developed him, I mean, obviously he's one of the three ghost hunting team, and we're designed to be as over the top as possible and placed into a mockumentary style black horror comedy, and that's basically what we're here to shoot. And I'm working hard to make that character come to life and be as outrageous as possible in scenarios which should appear normal at times. That's what we're trying to, that's the magic, I think, that we're trying to look for.
Well, the thing is, because obviously we've been capturing the hauntings by using the GoPros, and I think for this particular film it's quite good, because obviously it gives a bit more depth to the film rather than being quite flat, so you've got a different perspective. Compared to other shoots, I mean, we did use them slightly on the previous two shoots, but not as much, whereas this time we've been able to develop more, because obviously we've got a creative team, like with Jason, Impy and Eileen, and the three of us, we seem to, you know, generate more ideas and, you know, put them into practice, and so it's added a lot of depth to this film, I think.
I quite like the style we're shooting this, because we're quite raw and flying through it, and you know, breaking rules a bit and hanging lights off shelves and things like that. So doing that makes us move a lot faster. So I prefer working like that because it's more constructive. We're getting more done, and we do have two cameras rolling a lot of the time for the master shot. So we're covering close and mid at the same time. So if we get a good take, we've got a good take. We haven't got to worry about redoing it again. And if we do another take, because there's two cameras, I can, in the edit, because I'm editing it as well, I can cut between the two a lot easier for continuity. So it's a very fun and proactive way of shooting, I think.
I'm a bag of nerves. I've got anxiety. I don't eat that much. You know, I'm feeling sort of like. And then once I'm on day one, it's always slow. It's always too slow. I'm thinking we haven't got enough time. We're not going to get it all done. We won't get the cutaways. Oh my God, we've only got. How many scenes have we done? And I say to Rainey, she's my assistant director, and I say, how many scenes have we done now, darling? How many? You know, because I'm constantly thinking, you know, oh my God. But as the days go through, this is the third day. This is the third day, and I'm really pleased. I love directing, I love writing, and I love acting. So you know, it's kind of I've got a great team that I work with, actors and behind and crew.
That's tough, really. Filming the shower scene was tough because covering Sam up was quite hard. He was quite hard to cover up. I've exposed him a bit, so I'm going to have to have a look in the edit to see how I can not expose him so much, really. I wouldn't really change much about this one. Usually as an independent filmmaker, time's an issue, you run out of time, but we haven't run out of time because we haven't had to compromise on any shot. We've got all the shots and if not more than what we wanted, so I'm pleased with that, and everyone's been good to work with, so yeah, I'm not, there's no regrets on this one, no.
Play with the piano, and then we've got the interviews, which is day one, this costume, where you'll be sitting in here doing your interviews, all three of you.
Great.
Where we're doing, where we're making the vampire appear through steam.
I just find comedy horror quite easy to write and think up. There's all little sort of like bits and pieces that I add in my normal life that I've added into my film scripts, which is kind of, I was saying to Rainey last night when we were in the pub, you know, there was a time when I was about 8 years old and me and my friend went into the laundrettes because it was cold and we were sort of mucking around in the laundrette, sort of kicking our legs on the washing machines, and we're mucking around. This guy comes in, he must be, I don't know how old, he just looked old because everyone looks old when they're 80, don't they? And he sat there with a newspaper, he had no washing, he had nothing, and all of a sudden we were playing, next thing we know he had 2 holes in the newspaper, and he was watching us sort of like kicking our legs and playing through the holes. Now over the years, so I sort of incorporated little bits and pieces in my life into the script that I find is really, really weird, where I've got Max walking around through a painting having a look at us but thinking that he can't be seen. You know, sort of bits and pieces like that. I like weirdness. No, kind of